Okay, so this is a video on how to check your charging system, your stator, and how to take it out if you need to. Bear in mind, you don't have to take your bike down as far as I did. I just did this for easy access, and I'm also doing a small lift kit in the back. So right here you'll have a service panel. It's these two pieces. It's a little piece that goes over and it goes inside your gas tank lip here. You'll just pull the piece off like that and then remove this bottom one with the 3 yellow wires. In here you're going to have to check your ohms and to see what the resistance is, if there is any. So just get a regular, it can be a cheap multimeter, doesn't have to be nothing fancy. Go for the one with the headphones over here, and you will just simply test one side to another. We'll go in there. You just simply test them like this between all of them, and right now you can see it's still at 1 ohm, but that's because my magneto is not in there. If it says 0 or any reading like that, you most likely have a bad magneto. You know, you just test in between all of them, this one and this one and this one to this one, and so on and so forth. If that is good, now your bike isn't running also, you do this at a static charge. Then if it has 0.1, if it looks like this all the way across them, then the magneto should be fine. Check this one next. You take this out, and this is a DC. You'll turn to volts with the 3 dotted lines above it like this, and just test it. It should be about 12.6, something like that, if you have a good battery in here. If there's no power in this plug here, then you have a bad fuse somewhere. Just run the lines or go up to the front and check your fuses. Now, with this line unplugged, if your ohms are still reading at 1 like this and not 0.00, it can't say that, then what you do is you start your bike up and you turn your multimeter onto AC volts, which is volts with the squiggly line above it, and just simply put it in 2 of them like this. You have to put it in 2 like that. Start your bike up and run at about 4,000 RPMs. If it's nowhere around 14 volts, then you have a magneto problem. You'll have to check everyone individually. You have to check 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 2 and 3, and there's 3 different ways you can check them. And each way you check it should be about 14 volts, 14 and a half, something like that. If it's more than that, then you have a rectifier issue. Okay, so continuing. If you do need to take your magneto off, it's going to be in this case cover here. Mine's already out. You can see this is where your wire comes through. Follow that wire all the way through the framing, all the way back. It'll come out right back here and plug into this cord right here underneath your pan. But it will go in through the wires. You have to cut out the zip ties just to be able to remove it. So once you get all the zip ties out, then just unplug your thermostat here. There's a cam sensor that goes inside here, just like that. Remove it. It's a 8mm bolt, and then just slowly twist it till it comes out. It'll probably be stuck, so you'll have a little trouble getting it out, but don't break it. Then the next thing you're going to want to do is drain your oil and remove your dipstick. Be sure to put something in there so no dirt gets in the way, nothing like that. You have to remove your floorboard here, just a couple bolts in it, and your back fender would be here, where a couple more bolts. Remove this floorboard. There's be a side panel right here. It has 1 bolt in it here and 1 bolt in it here. You remove this little side panel, then you'll have to remove the bolt that holds this bracket on, and then you're ready to go. Then you just remove 10 8mm bolts all the way around the perimeter here. Remove your plastic plug. It's not necessary, I don't think, but just in case, you never know. So I remove the plastic plug, then just tap it with a mallet, a rubber mallet, and slowly pull it. Now it's going to be kind of tricky with the magneto on it because it's going to want to magnetize to the rotor. But you'll see in here, there's 2 pins in here. This pin and this pin. When I was pulling mine out, this starter clutch here, it was pulling the pin with it. So you got to be careful not to pull that pin out. Then once you do get it past the pin, you can just pull the whole casing out, and inside will be your magneto. It will look like this. You can see here I got some crossing in the wires and a bad coil here. So this is my problem. I had a stator problem. After you remove it, you just want to check your rotor, make sure that there's no physical or nothing that you can see that's wrong with it, a gouge in it, any kind of issues. This is your starter and the clutch to go to the flywheel here. All that should stay in place, just like I said, when you're